Welcome friendlies, today we're going to read up on some Wuchang's gameplay and then we'll watch a variety of footage and trailers, share opinions. So kick back and maybe this will help all of us decide how we feel about the game. We are a couple weeks out from the game coming out. I'm growing more and more excited about it. So we're going to look further in depth of all the what's going on behind the curtains of this game. Wuchang Fallen Feathers kept me on the edge of my seat as a Souls-like that rewarded dodging over parrying. This is an article written by that guy. Okay, I don't want to just regurgitate word for word, but it says there's a point where it starts talking about the gameplay. Having now played around 4 hours from the very beginning of the game, I admit that things don't get off to the best start. From the get-go, you're immediately placed in a pretty lifeless hub area. It's not much in the way of world building in the early stage. It's only after starting at this hub, a dilapidated temple, that you begin the tutorial segment proper. Right, and they say that usually in a Souls game, you get the tutorial first and then the hub world, but this game does it a bit backwards. So you reach a second hub area. Until you reach this point, Wuchang's level design starts off fairly linear. But this pseudo-tutorial segment does a decent job of introducing you to the many unique systems. The game heavily incentivizes players to manage their madness levels, which in itself is a form of organic difficulty. My ears are peaked. For most people in the world, the feathering is an excruciating disease that causes immense pain. There's more lore stuff. For Wuchang herself, madness is a very interesting and multi-layered mechanic. Taking damage, dying, or making use of certain items will increase her madness gauge. At higher levels, she'll deal more damage and take more damage. For less ambitious Souls-like, a mechanic like that could have begun and ended there. Thankfully, Wuchang Fallen Feathers seems to really explore it in depth. For example, certain weapon types have unlockable moves and abilities that only activate or have an increased effectiveness at certain thresholds of madness, such as 50% or 90%. Okay. As such, the game heavily incentivizes players to manage their madness levels, in which in itself is an organic difficulty. For example, if you maxed out your madness and die, a powerful humanoid demon will spawn the next time you go to pick up your souls, which you can only reclaim after defeating it. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you have, by getting hit or dying or some use of items, you have a madness level. And they actually show it on screen. It's like a picture, like a silhouette of her at the bottom left. It fills up and turns red. And the more it increases, you can either unlock new abilities or whatever, based on certain weapons, it says. Certain weapon types, unlockable moves depending on the levels of your madness. But if it goes too high, then you also take increased damage, but deal increased damage. But then if you die with that at maxed out, when you try to reclaim your souls, you have to fight a spawn of something that is a difficult fight. And I read this, is not in here, but I read somewhere else that when you try to reclaim your souls and that the thing spawns and you have to defeat it to get your souls back, it fights not only you, but it fights the enemies as well. So you'll be in a battle of like fighting the demon spawn and fighting whatever other enemies are around, but then the spawn and the other enemies will also fight each other. And so you might want to team up with the other enemies, or you might want to team up with the spawn, or you might just be in a free-for-all battle royale. So that's pretty interesting. So that creates a interesting dynamic if you like have a bunch of souls and you need to collect them, and it's like, oh man, this is a tough situation. It'll be pretty fun to see how that plays out. That's pretty hype. Okay, you only reclaim it by defeating it. It's tough, but taking it down also brings additional rewards such as weapon upgrade material. Okay. Overall, I found Madness to be a deeply compelling system in Wuchang Fallen Feathers, if only one that takes a few hours to fully wrap your mind around. It's also complemented by the Skyborn Might system. So Skyborn Might is a resource that you can spend on a moment-to-moment basis that enhances your power of your weapons, unique skills, and charged R2 attacks. You obtain it by performing a shimmer, which is a perfect dodge, dodging at the last possible moment. Together, shimmering and using the Skyborn abilities is the backbone of Wuchang's combat system, which is crucial to success. So basically, you get special meter to do unique weapon attacks, and I think magic as well. If you do a perfect dodge, you get like a certain, amount of usage. Okay, let's start up here. The notion is further driven home when you realize that not all weapons have the block function by default. That ones that are able to block don't negate all forms of damage. So here's an example. I found a two-handed axe that produced a parry-like deflect as one of the weapon's skills. I discovered that this only worked against enemies who wielded man-made weapons. Demonic bosses later in the demo attacked using claws, which completely bypassed any attempts to deflect them. As a result, I had to use more dodges. Okay, so two things we know now. The perfect dodge is called shimmering. And when you dodge, you get access to a unique ability of which you choose based on your weapon. It might also be how you gain points to use spells as well. And there's also unique weapon abilities, such as some come with parry, blocking, or whatever else, who knows. There's also, I read that there's a big skill tree, which we'll probably see in a video later on, that there's a big skill tree. I never played Path of Exile, but they've likened it to that. So that's pretty exciting. What else? Oh yeah, here it says, Skyborn Might can lock behind the game's enormous skill tree. Set skill tree is also when you improve every single aspect of your character, so you improve your stats as well there. Improve your stats, your ability to carry flasks or heals or whatever else. I'm of two minds of this. On one hand, it feels quite restrictive, making certain weapons more powerful, for example, is tied to their own branches of the skill tree. That means that you can occasionally feel like you are being shoehorned into one particular build. On the other hand, it does make you carefully consider where you want to place your points. I do like that. I do like having to pick and choose. But you can also fully respec at any time, so I don't really see, that seems pretty cool to me. My thoughts so far after 4 hours of Wuchang Fallen Feathers has me believing that is a very competent Souls-like, and it is one that is pretty deeply challenging. Even for those opening few hours, I lost count of how many times I perished throughout. A lot of the time was exploring dangerous side paths, getting to grips with the madness system, and encountering some pretty deadly boss fights. One fight, okay, I'm not trying to read any spoilers. While the game's initial linearity did put me off a bit, it does open up to have a bit more intricate level design. After you reach the second main hub, there are tons to explore in the leveling surrounded. I learned a lot from that. But we will learn even more from watching a couple of videos. Alright, so we're going to take a look at this 3-year-old gameplay that they released. Actually, it's not 3 years old, it's like 4 years old now. This is what they call like the alpha footage of it. So we're gonna watch this and see, to see where it came from, and then we'll go back to the fresh footage and just, see what changed. Because they originally wanted it to be just all out, or rather, they originally had it being straight up Souls, Bloodborne sounds. Allegedly, I never played Bloodborne, but that's what the comments say. The character even went through a major overhaul as well. I'm gonna skip to like part where some action starts kicking up. Look at the way it moves. Holy stuff. Did he pull out a gun? I think they actually kept some of the sound effects. The music, I think they kept the music. It's still just floating. So anyways, we see this. Now let's take a look at where the game actually is. And this is footage I got from Reddit, somewhere on Reddit. You can go there, you'll find it.
Wuchang, 这里。
They said that this game is going to be up to 50 hours long. So, 50 hours, that's pretty good. 50 hours definitely gives a different mindset, That's like, oh, this is a complete game. How much of those 50 hours, though, is going to be fresh? Is what I wonder. How many reused enemies, bosses. So it's not my capture that's causing the bitrate like this. It's everybody's capture. So I've seen how the game looks in like, better quality. I can't wait. I hope I can be able to represent that, when I play. I hope I can get it looking as good as it does. They say you have 25 weapons and there's 5 types. There's still a bit of an uncertainty on how that really works, because each weapon is said to have a unique skill attached to it. I'm not really for the using the magic attacks and stuff like that. That's not really my playstyle. It's not really what I like. I'm gonna try to avoid that as much as possible. So they have magic, and you could equip magic, and then they have like weapon skills and weapon arts. That right there. So that's just a hold heavy attack. And you look at the stamina bar at the bottom left. Drains the whole thing. So that's the skill tree. this is a skill tree. Once again, this video is from Gaming Trend, one word. So I'm only going to show this snippet, but you might want to check it out. There's a lot of cool information of the community manager going over the game.
Here's your skill tree, and it is vast. I'm not saying it's as big as certain games, like Path of Exile 2, right? But it's up there.
They made the comparison, right? That also got me hyped. Originally, I was not hyped to play this game. Holy shit. But here's exactly where they got me. Exactly at the point where they start talking about the weapon skills, how many weapons there are. And when I saw like actual combat and I saw that it wasn't just the fancy highlight reel stuff, not as much spinning as it looked like in those trailer reels. When there's a lot of spinning going on, my interest goes down. But I think there's levels to it. When it has a lot of weight to it, and when it looks cool, I think it's passable. But it all just depends, right? I don't know how this game is going to play. But right now it has my undivided attention. Like, maybe it's just me. See, that kick was a skill. I have a thing for games that aren't main line games. Like, I'll play a game that is a survival horror game, but it isn't Resident Evil. I'll play a game that's similar to it. You know, I'll play a game that's on a bootleg side of things, or something that just isn't quite as known, more obscure. But I won't sacrifice quality. And so if a game fits in that niche for me, which this game is kind of doing for me, Wuchang was too big. And also I didn't like all the spinning and twirling. I will say that I am a little bit concerned that the game might be on the easy side, though they have told it that it is a challenging game. I don't know what to believe. It looks like it's on a tad bit of the easy side from my eye, from what my eye can see. I hope I'm wrong. Damn. Also, the lock on is also the stagger bar, if you notice. The lock one right there, it builds into a circle, and once it fills up, they get staggered. That's something I noticed. Anyways. Be cool if you got staggered too. Alright, I'm not watching no spoilers. Holy bitrate. Holy what the fuck. I clicked, this is the official channel. They are... Okay. What are we doing here? This is the official channel's bitrate. I don't know why they don't have higher resolution footage when the game looks so much better than what they're showing. Thing is, I haven't pre-ordered yet. I have not pre-ordered yet. And that's because I entered a contest where I can potentially get the game for free. So I'm waiting for that, and then I'll make my decision. You know, they say the game comes out on the 24th, but on the PSN store it says the 23rd. Okay, Al from the future here. I'm in the process of editing, and I was going to do an entire trailer section, which I already did record, and you know, I'm going to edit over top of that. Because I got so bothered by the fact that the trailers just aren't in the quality that I know that the game actually is in. So I went and I found a better source for the video. Just take a look at this real quick. So what you're seeing right now is the YouTube quality, and this is going to be what the quality that I captured from. So you can see the difference right here. Is YouTube right here on the official channel. And here is where I captured it from on my console. And I got it from PlayStation Network, PSN. And PSN isn't even the highest quality of trailers, you know. So the game is going to look better than this, more than likely. And on top of that, I only captured it in 1080. So instead of going over those trailers and giving my live reaction, I'm just going to show you the video of what I captured.
Until all traitors are silenced, and our stolen kingdom return. Who dares to question my will, standing in the way of my redemption? Just another lost soul, trying to oppose fate. And fate, it's mine to command.
tool for us to help us escape. Yeah, my sister. Is it you?
Is this bloodshed really what you wanted? Fate is all set in stone. You can't change how it ends. What will it take to finally awaken you?
I ain't gonna lie, the headpiece looks stupid. It's an outfit set, so hopefully you don't have to wear the hat. That's my favorite one. This one is my favorite. Green and gold just speaks to my heart. This is a dev diary, as it says up there. I think I watched this, but I don't think I finished it. I might have fallen asleep. Either way, we're gonna watch it back and, you know, see what's up.
驾驶员，感谢大家对明末渊虚之语的支持。今天我们和505 Games 一起通过 B 站给大家带来更多的游戏内容。3年前，也就是2021年，我们首次在 B 站公布明末的第一支预告片之后，让玩家们知道了我们的存在。我们呢也收获了大量的建议和反馈。团队在这个过程中也一直在自我审视了些许的印象。凿子作为贯穿整个故事的重要道具，从上古时期杜宇和鳖灵的大战，一直延续到了无常的家庭变故。同时，由凿子所带来的轮回重生的力量。
This is the highest quality video we've seen so far.
核心动力。当然，无常自己也没有意识到自己会成为
Can I make it higher?
故事中所有结局中的一个变量，这也是包括
I can.
在内
Holy shit.
所有人
I can make it higher.
人都未曾想到的。虚语象征着与人一族的力量及操控因果的力量， 虚语作为整个游戏战斗系统的核心，我们通过它把游戏类的战斗连招和 RPG build 衔接到了一起。
Holy shit, now we are seeing with eyes unclouded.
中的25把武器则分属于这
Holy
五个武器
shit.
每把武器都有自己独特的使用虚语和连招的方式。玩家可以装备主副武器，而切换武器、快速释放武器技能，又在这个基础上加长了玩家的连招长度。游戏中一共有
Hold on, they're dropping so much dope shit, and this dude is rapping. He's rapping. I was caught in the lyrics that I wasn't paying attention to what was happening on screen. He said you can change weapons and to chain your combos. Is that what he said? Is that what I saw?
每把武器都有自己独特的使用虚语和连招的方式。玩家可以装备主副武器，而切换武器、快速释放武器技能。
Okay, so here's he has the one-handed weapons. He's doing the one-handed special art, whatever.
又在这个基础上加长了玩家的连招长度。
And then he swapped into a dual wield or whatever. On the stage.
中也可以选择完全不使用武器连招，只使用法术，形成自己的连招体系。我们鼓励玩家在游玩过程中创建出自己的玩法 build， 所以玩家可以随时在神砍处无消耗起点，尝试不同的武器技能、流派法术。明末从 U14升级到 U15，在画质和技术层面实现了全方位的提升，更加真实的光照、扫描模型、物理效果。 更加健全的游戏框架带来了更沉浸的游戏体验，同时也慢慢地表达开始想传达给玩家的文化内容。以上内容希望能够让大家对我们的游戏产生兴趣。近期505 Games 已经组织了线下主播试玩活动，让我们把目光移到试玩画面。感谢大家参与哔哩哔哩 Showcase， 并对明末冤虚之语林泽和505 Games 持续支持。现在明末已经在有条不紊地进行收尾和优化工作，并会在今年同时登陆 Xbox、PS5 和 PC 平台。在接下来的时间里，林泽和505 Games 将会把更多内容带给大家。如果能够关注我们的社交账号，添加愿望单，我们的团队将会非常感激。谢谢大家，我们下次再见。
All right, cool. We gotta go back. We gotta go back and watch everything in slow motion. That was like the highest quality footage we've ever gotten of this game. I don't know if they're gonna show it. There was one footage where they showed like the spawn thing coming out. And it was like fighting the enemies and fighting you at the same time. And the enemies was fighting it. You know, and I don't know where I saw that at. I don't know where I saw it. I just know that I saw it somewhere. Actually, I know exactly where I saw it. Oh, man. Okay, hear me out. For as good as the game does look, I think the character models from here looks like it's a bit of a drop off, but especially on the human character models, it looks like a bit of a drop off. Right, but I think it's more in the way that they animate that looks weird. You know, the way that they animate for the humanoids here looks a bit uncanny. And then you look at this and it's like, oh yeah, well this is just like the cream of the crop right here. The monsters definitely look way better. Was that a weapon art or magic? If it's magic, then it's, there's no honor in that technique. So the interface in the bottom left, the feathers you see, the little things that look like weeds, those are like your they call it Skyborn Might, which is basically your super meter or whatever, your meter. And the weapon arts count as EX moves, but magic also counts as EX moves. So they both take from the same resource, I think. Oh, screen tearing. Holy shit. In slow-mo. Alright, cool. Well then, let's check out the next one. This one, the video quality has taken a dip. But we can find some unique footage in here. The pirate skin is pretty dope though. That's a pretty dope skin. Or rather armor, because I guess they have stats.
接下来聊聊魂游玩家比较关注的关卡设计，用一句话来概括的话，就是地图大，内容密度高。首先从体感上，游戏的整体场景构造就比较空旷，其次则是充满了各种放置有可收集物、隐藏敌人、支线区域的岔路，再加上纵横交错的路线设计。身为一名路痴型玩家，我的第一反应就是头大，箭头的形式指明方向，前者是灰色箭头，后者则是黄色。 上述的这些设计都在不提供地图的前提下，又给玩家提供了一定的指引。个人觉得是一个不错的折中方案。不过，或许是因为习惯了卢恩之力和玛丽卡的庇护，在探索明末的地图时，个人感觉篝火的密度较低，这也导致死亡时比起掉魂，重跑一大段路反而会给我带来更大的挫败感。
You know something that I actually like about this, and I can appreciate about Souls games. Because you have no jump button, map design becomes a puzzle. That's one thing I do like about Souls games.
游戏的空间空旷，道路宽广，这种设计反而有时会导致不论走哪边回，只是无常背后会出现一个黑红色烙印，并获得属性提升和易伤 buff。 当玩家靠近时，掉落的魂会化身成身缠白色绷带的心魔和玩家交战。心魔实力强劲，攻击带毒，动作敏捷，能弹刀，还会喝药。如果打赢了，能获得稀有道具；打输了，则是摆脱负担，一身轻。相比之下，
So that's the spawn that when you die too much, when this gauge at the bottom left fills up, and you need to reclaim your souls again. That's what spawns, and you have to fight it to get the souls back. You know, so I think that's I don't know, I forgot what it was called. The curse system, whatever it was called, it's pretty interesting, right? It's pretty fun to think about. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to stay spoiler free. I think that's all we got. Check this out, they trying to flex. This is called a gameplay series. So I guess it's just gonna be a bunch of clips. Cool. It skipped straight to part 3. Alright, I think this is it. We're gonna end it on the last trailer they released. And again, I'll give my final thoughts afterwards.
Is this bloodshed really what you wanted? Fate is all set in stone. You can't change how it ends.
Why did that sound like Lara Croft? Was it just me? The character looks cool, the world looks cool, the music sounds good. I like the ambient sounding when there's no music playing. The graphics obviously look great. And you know, I'm interested to mess around with it, right? I'm interested to try to break the game. It's what I do. That is what I'm interested to try to get my hands on it and break it, right? I need to find some strats. Maybe I won't. Souls genre is a completely different genre that it's completely different. But I'm still gonna try. Oh, I'm looking at slow motion now. I'm seeing things. That is a dope outfit too. And whoever the hell this is. Man, I'm hyped for it. I'm hyped for it. I didn't think I was going to be hyped for this. I am. It's got me. You got me. Oh yeah, the weapon arts. If they each have their own unique skill, and you can also upgrade the skills in the skill tree. And there's defensive options in the skill tree. And depending on how diverse it gets, how much it lets you change, will really make or break it for me. And depending on how hard the enemies actually get. My biggest fear is that the game is going to be too easy. That's my biggest fear, actually. That you don't have to spec into magic. And that is going to make it too easy. But also the fact that you don't have to spec into magic. You know, it's kind of like I feel like the choice of not specking into magic was actually kind of gratifying to play in other games. But the fact that it seems like you just get it and it's always going to be strong, probably. I hope you have to upgrade it, and that way you can keep it being useless or make it very strong. Yeah, I want to see more of the skill tree. I want to play the game. I want to play the goddamn game. Who do I gotta talk to play this goddamn game, huh? Who do I gotta talk to? Who do I gotta sweet talk? Nah, wait. I'm cool. I'm chill. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, my biggest fear, game's gonna be too easy. My biggest hype is being able to change a lot and have your own unique style and see what other players come up with. You know, that's it. It's gonna wrap it up for me. Hope y'all enjoyed, and maybe you learned something. Maybe I learned something, and you know, you excited about this? For me, is this Marvel Token Souls, and Donkey Kong. But I can't play Donkey Kong because I don't have the Switch. I don't have a Switch. So it's just the best game so far. Anyways, gotta go. Peace, much love, stay cool, and I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Hit!